the Jungle Book movie was brought up. I think it was last week, just kind of in passing, or not in passing, but whatever. And I really liked it because I saw it a while back when it came out. I liked it, but having said that, I'd never seen the original. I didn't care to. Even when I was a kid, I did not care about the Jungle Book or anything like that. Having said that, last 2 weeks have been, and I already did a video on this, which you can find on youtube.com/the Nerd Theory channel. They announced that they're going to do a live-action version of The Lion King, which was announced a couple weeks back. And then a couple days ago it was announced that they would be doing Aladdin. Now, for me personally, I like the Jungle Book because I had no attachment to the prior at all.
I guess what made it good is that pretty much exactly that. Like, I didn't give a shit about it either.
Right. However, I do give a shit about The Lion King. And I do give a shit about Aladdin.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, it's one thing for me to, this is going to happen regardless, but like 101 Dalmatians, when they did that live action, and the Jungle Book, it worked because those movies were just so old already. And The Lion King and Aladdin, they're old, but not in the way that the other ones are. You know what I mean? I don't know how to feel about it overall, and it's going to happen. So I guess with you guys being a little bit younger than I am, I'm sure you've probably seen these. Am I right or am I wrong?
I've been seeing them, but I don't even bother to click it because I'm just getting sick and tired of seeing Disney new live action film.
No. The original.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Lion King I can kind of get on board with a little bit just because it's the same Jon Favreau who directed the Jungle Book. I'm like, I can see what he can do, so I'm a little bit more on board with that. Even though technically speaking, it's still animated because there's not a single human being in that movie, or supposed to be in that movie. So the Aladdin one is what has me kind of like, ugh, really? And I want to go around the room real quick. It's going to happen, so don't say like, oh, it shouldn't happen anyway. Yeah, you're probably right, it shouldn't happen. But what should they do? What should they keep? Or what should they take out? Or what should they add to with these movies compared to the originals?
I'll buy it.
Okay.
In the case of Lion King, I don't know how the fuck you're going to get a more iconic cast. I don't know how you're going to do it.
I think they should use the same one.
They should, but
overall,
I don't know how. I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty sure that they at least have James Earl Jones, if no one else. I don't think Nathan Lane's really doing anything interesting these days.
Well, I think if anything, James Earl Jones would be a given, and Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, perhaps. I think they'd be crazy now too, but those are pretty much the only ones that would not be interchangeable.
Right.
I don't know if you're gonna get. Wait, was Whoopi Goldberg in that one, or was she in the second one?
She was one of the hyenas.
She was in that one.
Okay, I wasn't sure if she was that one. Yeah, that was right. It was Andy Dick, I think, was in the next one.
And Winnie the Pooh was Ed. Yeah.
Really? Jim Cummings?
Yeah, the guy who does Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Cheech Marin.
Look at that.
Come on, Mr. Voice Actor Man.
Wow. Okay, so what they should keep is everything. I would do fine without the musical numbers, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
They were catchy then, but I don't know if they'd hold up today.
I'm
kidding.
If they did like the Jungle Book thing where they were kind of humming it or speaking it a little bit more? You know what I mean?
Maybe like an off kilter reference.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like if you're gonna have a Timon and Pumbaa, like they maybe mention Hakuna Matata, and it's like they kind of do a little fourth wall breaking and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps.
I think.
Good.
Sorry.
I think it might be a bit more difficult to have a strictly animal cast in that sense. Like the Jungle Book did well because you had that break. You had human characters, or at least one human character, aside from the very few scenes where you had the human adults. It's just
you can always mocap it.
Yeah. Well, look at that, Andy Serkis. Welcome back.
Yeah, exactly. As far as the music goes, I don't. There's a couple. I think they should keep the beginning song. Yeah.
Of course, that's what,
Yeah.
and you can't open it with anything else.
And then there's one song that I really like that doesn't get a lot of credit that was actually in the original. It was called "Be Prepared" and Scar sang it. I really like that song.
Yeah, those are very
You're
drag
gonna
songs.
sniff without me.
Yes. I really like that song a lot. I think they should keep that in there. I think that when they in the original movie when Simba was a cub and then it showed him kind of transitioning into an adult when they're kind of dancing to Hakuna Matata, take that shit out and put something in the middle when like he's kind of like in between. The show is like very kind of like a little bit more angst to him. Like, you know, he's a shitty teenager who can't get over the fact that he thinks it's, you know, he killed his dad. Or something like that.
He's supposed to be like the next Jesus Christ. He's not supposed to have a troubled childhood.
Well, screw that.
That's what he's based on, I think.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Hey, all those years in his life are missing.
Fair enough. So, yeah. Lion King for me, and I'll let you go in a minute, Matt. For me, it's more... Sure, okay, maybe. Matt?
What?
What do you mean, what? What do you
I
think?
thought you said, I'll let you go in a minute, and then you said...
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant a second. I'm sorry, what was I thinking?
I don't know. I want it to be filmed via, or reminiscence of Milo and Otis, with a narrator in the background the whole time.
And like actual live animals without their mouths.
Real live animals, yes. And I want there to be a heavy global warming theme. And
global warming subplot.
Yeah, subplot, yes. The wildebeest are running because of the, I don't know, thunder.
Maybe there's like a
snowstorms.
Snowstorms in the
thunder
Serengeti.
snowstorms. And, no, I don't want that at all. Actually, when I first heard the live action Lion King, I immediately just said, fuck no.
And I forgot
I
to
have
mention,
no interest.
too, Beauty and the Beast does come out next year, so that wagon's already starting to chug along.
But geez, what else? We have Mulan, too.
Yeah, Mulan, they announced they're working on that.
Oh,
I mean, what the fuck? You have really run out of ideas where you're rehashing every last goddamn movie you've ever made that made you a shit ton of money, and now you're doing it live?
Hey.
Which costs them less money. I don't know. Maybe they'll make it so it costs more money, but it's going to cost them less money figuratively or theoretically.
I think it would cost them less to just come up with a new idea.
Here's where reality might set in a little bit more. And it's basically this. Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, animated movies, in a world where we don't really get those movies anymore, where it's all CG or Pixar or whatever you want to call it, does it really matter? And the reason I say that is, like, I've shown my daughter Aladdin, I've shown my daughter The Lion King, and they're like, oh, she's like, okay, they're fine, but she would rather, with the way the movies are coming out now, watch the computer animated stuff. So, is it so bad to retell these stories in a live action format for kids or older kids to get into it more?
In my opinion, yeah, because you're wasting funds that could be on new property.
But yeah, but we've never. Jungle Book made like over $1 billion worldwide. It's going to keep.
Dude,
going. I know you don't care. I know you don't.
I don't care about that because I grew up watching fucking Lady and the Tramp and loving it, and that was made 20, 30 years before I was born. You know?
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, man, is that these kids now don't care about that.
Well, fuck that. Then make new stuff that caters to them.
Well, they do. It's computer animated.
No, make new properties. You know me. I'm sick and tired of rehashing the same old shit over and over again. It shows nothing but the lack of creativity that's being used in Hollywood. And I use that figuratively because I know it's everywhere. But with how many people are out there that are very creative writers, it blows my mind that we go on this play it safe premise and rehash the same damn thing every time without ever breaking new ground. Sorry, that was the end of my rant. It gets my blood boiling.
So these are happening one way or the other.
You guys watching the chat, by the way?
No.
No, there's a chat.
Yeah. Our good friend Ryan Nelson is watching us.
Oh, nice. Hi, Ryan.
And he said that he informed us that Nathan Lane has basically been on Modern Family guest appearances these days. Plus on 30 Rock a few years ago.
Yeah.
And Grace says that live-action Disney movies suck ass.
Yes.
So she didn't like the Jungle Book.
No, she loved the Jungle Book, but everything else should just fuck off, like Beauty and the Beast. I don't know, like they should just fucking leave Aladdin the fuck alone.
And well, see, that's the one that like I can kind of get on board with Lion King just being what it is, with the way they did the Jungle Book. But like Robin Williams is gone. Now, and the one thing I didn't mention is that the person that they're tapping to direct it is Guy Ritchie. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Guy Ritchie. Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. director, Guy Ritchie. He does not strike me as the lighthearted action Disney movie.
What does it matter? They're rehashing the same story.
But
you just make the same thing.
Let me finish. So, is it possible that this Aladdin will not be like the old Aladdin where, like, there'll still be a genie, obviously, but it won't be the goofy genie that we're used to? Is it going to be a little bit more, realistic, quote unquote, I guess maybe is the best term, I'm not sure.
Gritty reboot. Starring.
Maybe. Not
directed
that
by Guy
gritty.
Ritchie.
I'm not exactly saying, like, Christopher Nolan's Batman gritty, but I mean, something a little bit more action-oriented.
There's another job taken from you, Steven, by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Yep. Christopher Nolan North.
Yeah.
I'm not a director yet.
So, I don't get how they're going to do Aladdin. At all.
No clue.
They should get Christopher Walken to do it.
But he was King.
But again, if you're worried about Robin Williams, not being around anymore, again, you're rehashing the same thing, just copy paste, put it there, CG film, there you go.
But that was meant as comparison. It's like, do you get another actor to do the goofy kind of genie like he was? You know what I mean? Or do you just do the more straight on approach?
In all honesty, yes, you would do a goofy one because every film that has ever done a straight on genie, it really wasn't that successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, are you thinking of one off the top of your head? No. There's a reason why. And the genie that Rob Williams gave us was something not only memorable, but people get tattoos of, and,
It's like iconic is the word.
Yeah. Very, very whimsical.
And people think Robin Williams, they think that, or Mrs. Doubtfire. Or perhaps.
Or Popeye.
No.
No,
not
thinks
Popeye.
But,
Nobody thinks that.
Nobody does it.
But I think it would have to be the same goofy one.
Well, who did? Oh God, what's his face? Guy who voices Homer Simpson did the voice of the genie in the second movie.
Dan Castellaneta.
Yeah. Oh, and
he's great in his own
series
right
too. Yeah.
I think that's right. I was going to say exactly the same thing. I mean, he did. Yeah, he's good. He's great even, but that's just because Robin Williams wouldn't.
I guess I just don't know how that's going to translate to film and how well it will be. I don't know. That's the one.
I'm thinking like Casper. Like, you guys remember the Casper live action movie? Yeah. That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah, Casper.
Or like maybe like all unrealistic looking like Ryuk in the live action Death Note movie. Where he's like there, but he's like not.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Maybe I should watch that at some point. Does he not talk at all? We don't get to hear light. We don't get to hear any of that shit.
In the English version, you do. They got Brian Drummond to reprise his role.
Interesting.
Oh, now I got the comments up. Thank you, Gracie. Yes, live action Disney sucks ass.
There you go.
Not the good kind either.
Shit.
Sorry, Brian. I as soon as my feed started flooding with Disney doing live action, it just kept coming. I was like, really? You're oversaturating it so fast.
But
it's the new superhero movie.
The problem is, though, is that nobody votes with their wallet anymore. You know what I mean? And that's part of where it comes in. They still do this shit because people keep on paying for it. And until that stops, then, you know the rest. It's kind of like Mass Effect. Everybody fucking hated Mass Effect 3 and its ending. But you know what? When Andromeda comes out, guess what's going to happen?
Everybody's gonna come back.
Yep.
In fact, everybody got their fucking new endings too, so
Yeah.
fuck them.
Yeah. Like, I didn't like the ending. Well, here's a few other ones. Shut up. God.
There you go.
What's going on, everybody? Brian here with the Nerd Theory channel and MPG podcast. If you like what you saw, please support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/nerdtheory.